SMCI just entered a danger zone. After weeks of boring sideways action between $28 and $35, the chart is finally shifting. The 10-day just crossed above the 50-day, and momentum indicators are flashing early buy signals. And with the stock being around roughly 20% below estimated fair value, we could see a 2026 short squeeze. But the true question is, are the shrinking margins about to kill a rally? Today we're breaking down the overall RSI, MACD, and key support levels that could decide whether SMCI runs back to $40 or rolls over. Now, looking here at SMCI's overall chart on the hourly, we have seen a lot of mixed signals here, especially when it comes to our trend algorithm pro. When this happens here, we get frequent signals of selling and buying, as you guys can see here on the chart. That means that the stock is overall getting into an accumulation zone. So what that means is that there is going to be a consolidation of price through time, just as we have been seeing, especially after such an aggressive downfall starting here from October of last year. Now we can see that it's been extensive selling, and until now we're finally catching some type of break, and this could be triggered that the overall buyers are coming in a little bit more aggressively. Sellers are slowly starting to diminish the overall selling conditions. We can see here the volume on this exact date here on earnings. A lot of buyers came in here. We can see that after this date, we've been seeing very little, reduced selling volume, and actually buyers have been slowly starting to emerge, especially on this specific overall time frame, especially on the hourly chart. And then if we look as well on the RSI, we are getting a little bit of mixed signals, but that is okay because it is forming confluence or matching within our overall thesis here. If you look, we can see that even though there was a bearish crossover here, we can see that exactly there, we are seeing that the volume isn't as heavy, like right here, as prior trading sessions, right? If we look at this volume and we compare it to the most extreme selling that we had, it does not compare at all. Now, what this, lets me know is that even though we are seeing these conflicting signals of, crossovers, bullish and bearish, we are getting that overall sense that the overall selling may stop, and now the buyers have found a overall support level, a very nice ground exactly here at around $29.36 here on the stock. Now, what I would like to see here on SMCI is that even though the stock is down 3% here on the day, because overall general market has been having that negative connotation due to the bombing of Iran, we do see that the stock is bidding up, right? So on a negative day, the sellers actually could not bring it down. Even though the overall sentiment is bearish, they could not keep the stock down. And buyers have been actually emerging. They've been, trying to buy this name at a specific discount. Now, if you even look at their earnings, they have been growing, which is why I believe that investors over time are slowly going to start being more bullish on this name. If SMCI can properly increase their earnings over time, and especially if they keep their overall net margins higher. And if they do, then the stock will see a significant move towards the upside and will be greatly benefited by the overall AI movement. Now, what I would like to see here on the short term here on the stock would be something like this. So a recuperation above the highs, and then that higher high, higher low formation that would allow us to break above key areas of supply, exactly like here, this overall $32 zone that we see. That would be a very nice overall upside momentum move. And then possibly would probably pull back a little bit, see that momentum move, and then try to challenge again this overall next area of resistance, which is going to be here around $33.84. I am highly confident that if this happens, then SMCI will move towards the $36 zone. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, how are you so sure? Well, if we break above, the key areas of supply that were found here, right? And here, these individuals that initiated heavy shorting positions at these exact highs are going to be forced to cover their positions. And that is what's going to trigger that short squeeze, right? Because they're going to be double buying. There's going to be people that have been buying, right? Exactly like now. And then the shorts that initiate those positions there are going to have to buy back their shares to get out of the position. And this will trigger, I believe, a very nice momentum swing towards the upside, and they can be qualified as an overall short squeeze on the name. So SMCI looks really good. I am bullish on the name if this overall thesis plays out. Even if we look towards like the daily chart, we are finding that overall base here, the stage 2 accumulation, as you guys can see here on my chart, and the volume has been increasing on the buying side. So there's been a lot of confluence, ranging from, let's say, the hourly towards the daily time frame, that show that we are finding some type of base here, and SMCI is prone for even more upside, even though the stock is down around 22% over year, but it's overall year to date, it's up 4%. What I really like here is that a lot of analyst ratings have a 1-year price target towards $40, and it would be a 27% upside from here, and it comes closely in line with our overall price target, roughly towards $36. And the reason as to why that's my first overall area of heavy resistance is because that is where the overall selling has been continued from this high that we formed in October, and the average short participant is, in that short position on an average price of $36.50. So I do believe that that would be first area of heavy resistance, and if we possibly break above that, which it will take some time, it won't be, after a couple of trading days, then it could rally towards those highs of $47 and $52 here, trying to challenge these overall sellers that came in, because now they would have to, again, cover their overall short positions all the way towards here, right? So that would trigger a very massive squeeze, but still, we do have to consider the first thesis and break it down. And it will only happen if the following conditions happen here, just how I highlight on SMCI. But overall, I am bullish on the stock, and I believe that this name should be bought ahead of its next earnings report. Overall, I'll be watching volume like a hawk, because if we get another institutional accumulation like February, this setup can move towards the upside. What do you think? Are you buying this dip, or is SMCI still a no-fly zone? Drop your price targets below, and if you want daily technical breakdowns on the most important AI names, make sure you're subscribed. And remember, do not let the markets whip you guys out. I'll see you guys on the next video.